Hey, welcome back. In this lesson, you will learn about the evolution of identity technologies and the importance of identity for an organization. My name is Sushant Satish, and I'm your trainer for this MS500 Microsoft 365 Certified Security Administrator course. Let's have a high level look at the things we are going to learn in this video. After this video, you will be able to describe the evolution of identity technologies. You would be able to describe the challenges organizations face in managing these identities, and you would be able to explain the process of establishing an identity governance for an organization as well. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So, let us begin with understanding what are the evolution of identity technology. In the past, IT secured the perimeter around the physical corporate network, like guards protecting the walls of a castle. With today's mobile devices, cloud computing, and Internet of Things, identity and access management must secure on premises and cloud identities and manage access to sensitive information inside and outside the corporate network. Microsoft first addressed identity and access management with Windows NT domains to consolidate on premises accounts. Later, Microsoft developed Active Directory, smart card authentication, and support for third party multi factor authentication as well. Threats such as sophisticated credential theft, social engineering, and password database compromises have increased the risk of your users' identities. To mitigate those risks, Microsoft 365 takes a comprehensive approach, which include Azure Active Directory or Azure AD for unified identity management to manage and secure single sign-on at scale. Another Microsoft 365 approach is you could use passwordless authentication, such as integrated phone authentication using Microsoft Authenticator and biometrics, which you could potentially use Windows Hello for users' convenience and productivity. And finally, you could use hardware credential isolation as well, such as Trusted Platform Module, which is known as TPM, and security keys for simple and secure authentication on shared devices. Let's understand the identity challenges. Cybersecurity attacks have become more sophisticated. Passwords alone are no longer fail-proof protection against unauthorized access. Hackers use phishing attacks to steal users' credentials, then bypass network controls and expand access throughout the organization's network. Single factor authentication, such as passwords, isn't enough to deter modern attacks. So, to give you some stats, let's look at some number. 81% of security breaches are caused by identity theft. Cloud, mobile, and Internet of Things assets are frequently outside enterprise firewalls. Identity and access controls are inconsistent across platforms, services, and devices. Once users are outside your network perimeter, they are potentially at risk for attack. Another stats which you need to remember is 73% of users use same password for multiple accounts because they must remember credentials for multiple apps and devices. If a user's identity is breached for one account, it's only a matter of time because hackers move internally or laterally throughout your network. If one of your users is hacked on non-corporate account, it might lead to a vulnerability in their work identity as well. And another key stat is users tend to value productivity over security. 80% of employees admit using non-approved SaaS apps for work, which may introduce vulnerabilities into your network. And identity is the new control plane. Identity is the new central defense and point of control. It secures your organization data across multiple applications, locations, and devices while delivering a comprehensive identity and access management strategy. The corporate network remains the internal defense systems, but now with Azure Active Directory and other identity solutions within Microsoft 365, you have an additional layer of protection to protect the personal set of identities for these users. Let's look at a quick example to demonstrate how this identity protection is going to work. So consider this scenario where Christina is a division VP at Contoso and travels frequently to visit 5 offices that she manages across US, UK, Canada, and part of China. She handles highly sensitive information via connecting to corporate assets from unknown wireless networks. Classic security protocol assumed a castle under siege approach for hackers. However, Christina is out in the field and needs the same protection as though she is working in the corporate office. The company needs security that understands the user's behavior and detects when her user or device risk is elevated. If Christina's user credentials or device are compromised, how can IT automatically enforce additional layer of authentication and keep the organization safe? Using identity as the new control plane ensures that each time user attempts to access data from the network, their personal and device data are reviewed and authenticated. Suppose Christina attempts to access corporate resources via her registered device. Azure AD monitors her typical user data and validates her device based on your policy configuration to determine that this access would have a low business impact to the network. As you can see that in this example, if the device itself is compromised, Microsoft 365 will judge it's not healthy enough to access the network. In this instance, Microsoft Defender can detect and remediate health threats on the device, and Microsoft Intune can send remediation instruction to Christina and guide her towards removing the problem. Let's understand the identity governance process. To create your identity infrastructure, you will designate a primary identity provider. This service stores user accounts and attributes, groups and memberships, and support their ongoing administration as well. So with Microsoft 365, your primary identity provider is either Azure Active Directory Domain Services or ADDS or Azure Active Directory or Azure AD. So what is Active Directory Domain Services? ADDS is an internet identity provider hosted on computers running Windows Server. This is typically used by organizations that have an existing on-premises identity provider. And what is Azure Active Directory on a high level? Azure AD is a cloud-based identity as a service, or it is known as IDaaS, that provides a broad range of capabilities for managing and protecting your environment. This is typically used by organizations that have no existing on-premises infrastructure. Azure AD is also used by enterprise customers with on-premises infrastructure. You use Azure AD Connect to manage this hybrid identity environment. Alright, so if you are wondering what are the steps to plan your identity governance infrastructure in a cloud hybrid deployment, first step is plan for users and group. Identify users, groups, and group membership and their corresponding Azure AD accounts. Second step is secure your privileged identities. So you can plan how to secure your global administrative accounts and determine which users will have global admin roles. And the third step would be configure hybrid identity, which is self-explanatory. And the fourth step is configure secure user authentication. So you can plan to set up multi-factor authentication as a second layer of security. And the fifth step would be simplify access for users. Plan to use Azure AD to enable self-service password reset, self-service group management, etc. And the last step you could follow is use groups for easier management. So identify Azure AD groups that group owners can manage on their own. Now let's look at the steps to plan your identity governance. The first step which I want you to focus on is plan for users and groups. So what you would ideally do is you identify users, groups, and group membership and their corresponding Azure AD accounts. The second step is to secure your privileged identities. In this step is where you plan how to secure your global administrator account and determine which users have global admin roles and dedicated global admin accounts. And the third step is configure hybrid identity. For hybrid environments, determine which on-premises identities in ADDS you want to sync with the Azure AD tenant, and plan how you will configure Azure AD Connect to implement the synchronization. And the fourth step is configure secure user authentication. This is where you would be able to plan to set up multi-factor authentication as a second layer of security for user sign-ins. And you would be able to determine how you will configure the second authentication method on a per user account basis. Fifth step is simplify access for users. This is where you will plan to use Azure AD to enable self-service password reset or SSPR. This permits users to reset or unlock their passwords without help desk intervention. For hybrid environments, plan to implement password writeback, which allows users to update their passwords through Azure AD SSPR even when their accounts and attributes are stored on premises. And the last step is use group for easier management. So identify Azure AD groups that group owners can manage on their own, and self-service group management enables group leaders who understand the business use for the group to have day-to-day controls of membership. So that concludes identity and governance episode. In the next video, we are going to learn about what is zero trust model. So I will see you on the next one. Till then, take care.